Let me start with something most people do not realize. Getting a job is really just about qualifications anymore. That shocks people because many unemployed people believe if I just apply enough, eventually someone will hire me. But the modern job market does not work like that. Most companies are overwhelmed with applications. Some jobs received hundreds of CVs within days. Many applications are filtered by software before a human being even sees them. And because of that, people who are capable still remains unemployed. Not because they lack potential, but because they are using outdated strategies. So in this video, I want to give you a practical breakthrough of how smart job seekers actually position themselves. Not a motivational slogan, real strategies. Because if you don't understand how employers think, how recruiters filter candidates, and how opportunities are actually created, your approach changes completely. And that shift alone can massively increase your chances of getting hired. The first thing you must understand is this. Most people apply for jobs incorrectly. I do not mean they are lazy. I mean they misunderstand what the employers or employer is actually looking for. Many job seekers think employers are hiring people. They are not. Employers are hiring solution. That changes everything. A company does not wake up and say, let's bless somebody with employment. No. A company hires because they have a problem. Too much workload, poor customer service, disorganization, low sales, compliance pressure, administrative backlog, lack of technical expertise, staff shortages. And every interview is really one question hidden behind polite language. Can you solve our problem better than the other applicants? That means your entire job search must stop being about what you want and start becoming about the employer's pain point. And this is why generic CV fail, because they focus too much on duties, not enough on outcomes. For example, many people write answered phone calls and emails. That sounds ordinary. But compare it to this. Manage daily customers' inquiry, resolve issues efficiently, and maintain professional communication in a high volume environment. Hmm? Same experience, different positioning. One sounds passive, the other sounds valuable, and value gets you interviewed. So, strategy number one is this. Learn to position your experience around outcome, not task. Do not merely describe what you did. Describe the impact of what you did. Even if your role seems basic. If you worked in a retail talked about talk about customer service, engagement, handling pressure, resolving complaints, sales support, teamwork. If you worked in a care, discuss safeguarding, awareness, emotional intelligence, crisis handling, documentation, empathy under pressure. And if you worked in maybe administration, discuss organization, prioritization, data handling, communication, scheduling. Employers are translating your experience into risks and they are asking questions. Will this person make our organization better or harder to run? So your application must answer that question before they ask it. The second strategy is something many unemployed people completely underestimate. Your CV is not written for humans first anymore. It is written for a software. Many companies now use applicant tracking system, ATS. This means software scan your CV before a recruiter sees it. And if your CV does not contain the right keyword from the job description, it may never even reach a person. This is why people sometimes say, like for 80 jobs and had nothing. The issue may not be your capability, the issue may be your optimization. So, here is what smart candidates do. Before applying, study the job advert carefully. Then, identify key recurring words like customer service, case management, stakeholder communication, data entry, compliance, safeguarding, Microsoft Office, team collaboration, problem solving, attention to detail. Then they naturally integrate those exact phrases into their CV, where truthful and obviously appropriate. Why? Because the ATS system is scanning for relevance. If employers say they want a stakeholder communication and your CV says speaking to people, the software may not recognize the match strongly enough. Well, that sounds unfair, but that is the system. Unsuccessful job seekers learn the system instead of fighting. So learn the system correctly. Now let me give you another insight most people miss. The hidden job market is real. A huge number of jobs are filled before they are publicly advertised. Sometimes through referrals, sometimes internal recommendation, sometimes even through networking. Sometimes recruiters already have preferred candidate. This is why relying only on online application can become dangerous, because online job boards are often the most competitive route. Hundreds of applicants, sometimes thousands, so you need multiple channels working at once. And this is where strategic networking becomes powerful. Now, when people hear networking, they panic. They imagine awkward conversation or begging strangers. That is not strategic networking. Strategic networking simply means becoming professionally visible. For example, updating your LinkedIn profile properly, connecting with a recruiter in your field, commenting intelligently on industrial posts, joining professional groups, attending local events or webinars, messaging former colleagues respectfully, reaching out to recruiters directly. And here's something important. Most people network only when desperate. Professionals who get opportunity consistently build visibility before they need help, because familiarity creates trust and trust creates opportunity. The next strategy is one that changes everything for unemployed people. Treat your job search like a full-time project. Many people look for jobs emotionally, meaning their effort depends on how motivated they feel that day. That is dangerous because motivation fluctuates. Professionals use systems. For example, 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. research and apply for targeted job. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. tailored CV and cover letters. 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. skill development. 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. LinkedIn networking and recruiter outreach. 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. interview preparation. That level of structures matters psychologically because unemployment is not only a financial challenge, it is also a mental challenge. So without structure, people drift. Sleeping pattern collapses. Confidence drops. Anxiety increases and procrastination grows. And gradually, job searching becomes emotional instead of strategic. But when you create system, you reduce emotional dependence. You move from I'm hoping something changes to I am systematically increasing my chances. That shift is powerful. So now let us deal with another major issue. Many unemployed people apply for jobs they are technically unqualified for while ignoring roles they could realistically secure immediately. This is a strategic mistake. You need what I call the bridge strategy, meaning sometimes the next job is not the final destination, it is the bridge towards the final destination. For example, someone wants to become a project manager, but they currently have no direct experience. Instead of waiting endlessly for a project management role, they might strategically pursue administrative support, project coordination, operation assistance, office management. The question is why? Because those roles build transferable experience. Now, after 12 to 18 months, they can reposition themselves more critically. So, smart professionals understand career stacking. Every role should either increase income, skills, experience, network, or credibility. If a role gives you one or more of those, it may still be strategically valuable, even if it is not your dream job. Now, let me give you one of the most overlooked strategies in job markets. Most people are terrible at interview because they prepare incorrectly. They prepare information, but employers are assessing communication. And that is different. Interviewers are not only listening to your answers, they are observing clarity, confidence, structure, professionalism, emotional control, self awareness. And this is critical. Rambling destroys your credibility, so your answers must become structured. One of the best techniques is the STAR method: situation, task, action, and then result. For example, tell us about a time you handled pressure. Weak answer: I work well under pressure. Strong answer: in my previous role, we experienced staffing shortage during a busy period. I had to manage customers' inquiries while supporting administrative tasks simultaneously. I prioritized urgent issues, communicated clearly with customers, coordinated with colleagues to maintain workflow. As a result, customers' complaints reduced and daily operations continued effectively despite reduced staffing. Hmm? So, the answer sounds professional because it demonstrates evidence. Employers trust evidence more than claim. Now, here is another insight many people ignore. Your online presence matter more than you think. Some employers absolutely check LinkedIn, some check social media, some Google your name, and this is where people unintentionally damage opportunities. If your online presence looks chaotic, aggressive, unprofessional, or inconsistent, it creates doubt. This does not mean you cannot have personality, but your professional identity should be visible. A professional photo, a clear LinkedIn headline, evidence of interest or skills, professional communication, consistency. Remember, employers are assessing risk, and perception affects risk. Now, let me talk about something difficult but necessary. Some people remain unemployed because they have stopped learning. The market evolves constantly, technology changes, industry shifts, roles disappear, new skills emerge. And the most employable people are usually the most adaptable people. This is why online learning has become so powerful. Today, someone with internet access can improve Excel, communication, AI tool, project management, coding, customer service, public speaking, digital marketing, data analysis, sales administration, often cheaply or free. So here is the question. When employer look at your gap in your CV, what story does it tell? Does it say this person stopped growing? Or does it say this person used difficult circumstances to become valuable? Because how you use unemployment matters, and employers notice that. Now, let me give you a strategy that many people overlook completely. Direct outreach. Sometimes, instead of waiting for jobs to appear, you contact organization proactively, especially smaller businesses. Many SMEs are less formal with recruitment. Sometimes they need help but have not advertised yet. A smart message might say, "Hello, my name is Chris Aniche. I have experience in administration and client communication, and I admire the work your organization is doing. And I wanted to inquire whether there may be current or future opportunities, whether my skill could add value to your team." Simple, professional, confident, not desperate. And even if they say no immediately, you have increased visibility. Remember this, opportunity often go to people who are remembered. Now, another important strategy, stop measuring success only by job offers. Measure leading indicators. For example, how many quality applications did you submit this week? How many recruiters did you contact? How many interviews did you secure? How many skills did you gain? How many networking conversations did you have? Because if you only measure success by final outcome, discouragement will destroy consistency. Professional measure process metrics, and athletes even do this. Businesses do this. High performers do this. And job seekers should too. So, I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for tuning in. My name is Dr. Chris Aniche. Thank you.